This is the OPS pregame report.
Welcome live to Spartan Arena on the campus of Homestead High School as we are getting set to tip off the SAC season in a Friday night showdown between the Bishop Dwenger Saints and the number 6 ranked Homestead Spartans. Good evening, everyone. I'm Noah Lance, joined alongside Braxton Hall as we are just minutes away from tip-off. In Braxton, this will be the first SAC game for both the Saints and the Spartans.
Yeah, and as you just said, Noah, the conference opener for both teams, and you know both of them are going to want to get off to a good start tonight at 1-0.
Yeah, 100%. You want to start off your conference season well, and with that, let's get into the OPS pregame show. The last time out, we saw the Spartans play. They started slow in the first half, but took control of the game in the third quarter and never looked back.
Yeah, Noah, and the second half performance was super impressive as the Spartans scored 22 points alone in the third quarter, but only giving up 22 total in the entire second half.
Yeah, that third quarter is just where they completely took control of that game. It was a close one going into half, and the man that took them into a big lead was Will Jamison, and his arsenal was once again on full display for everyone to see as he was hitting tough shot after tough shot, while the two returning starters from last year both scored double digits as well.
Yeah, and while Will Jamison had a great game, it is important to note that this was a total team effort, including big performances from Grant Leeper and Kyron Kalpuiki, who both went double digits in the scoring department.
Yeah, always helps when those seniors can help you, but let's focus in on this junior. Through the first two games this year, Will Jamison has emerged as the top scorer for this team after playing very little a year ago. And all the talk about how the Spartan team could replace the 27 points per game current Purdue Boilermaker Fletcher Lawyer scored, I'm not sure anyone was expecting Will Jamison to provide it as much so soon on the offensive end.
That's right, Noah. And while I don't think it's a shock to anybody that he's performing well, it is a bit of a surprise that he's performing this well so soon. I mean, so far in the year, he is averaging 17.5 points per game, 3.5 assists and rebounds per game, as well as 2.5 steals per game, which, as you see on your screen right now, is a significant increase from his limited action last year.
Yeah, it's not just the points where he's getting involved on all facets of the game. And now turning our attention to the Saints, where they struggled their first time out. They had two players score 10 or more points, but defensively could not slow down the Norwell Knights, a top 10 ranked team in the Class 3A.
Yeah, it was a tough game for the Saints, but there's reason to have hope because they had some good individual performances from the likes of Ethan Roy, Caleb Learman, and Preston Ross, who look to turn the ship around tonight.
Yeah, they've only got two returning starters from a year ago, one of those being Preston Ross, the other being Sam Campbell, so definitely a lot of productivity they have to bring with the three new starters. And then for these two coaches, they have been at their schools now for 24 years each, and fun fact is that prior to being hired by Homestead, Chris Johnson had success at Bishop Dwenger for 5 years, winning 2 SAC titles, 2 sectionals, and in 1996, he had his team 1 win away from the Final Four back when the state of Indiana had a one-class tournament. And one of Coach Johnson's assistants coaches back then, current Bishop Dwenger head coach Matt Kostoff. Over the last 24 years, both coaches have had a winning record, displaying their continued success year in and year out.
Well, as you just touched on, Noah, these coaches have had huge successes in their careers at their respective schools. And the key to success for both of these guys has been being able to win conference titles. And there's no better way to set you on the path to a conference title than starting off with a 1-0 conference record here tonight.
Yeah, 100%. It's important to get out to a good start in conference play. And now taking a look at the history of this matchup as it has been dominated by the Spartans, winning 11 out of the last 12 matchups against Dwenger, including a 4-game winning streak that they are currently on.
Yeah, Noah, this is a series that Homestead has controlled in recent years, and one interesting stat to note is that Spartans head coach Chris Johnson has gone 13-6 versus the Saints in his career for a winning percentage of 68%. And you know Coach Johnson wants to get that winning streak up to 5 games.
Yeah, 100%. He'll be looking to do that here tonight. Coach Johnson always loves playing against his former team, a little bit of an added motivation for him to get the victory in these matchups.
Yeah, and you see right in front of you this huge crowd here tonight. You know both these teams want a big win.
100%. And now we are going to be sending it down to sideline reporter Anthony Gery.
Thank you, Noah. And Coach, Dwenger played their first game of the year only a few days ago, so not a lot to go off of when preparing for this game. But what do you know about this team, and how are you going to be able to beat them?
Well, I know it's always a physical game. I mean, Dwenger's going to come out, play hard. Got a lot of respect for Coach Kostoff, what he does. He's going to get his team. They're going to play a lot better than what they did the first game, I guarantee you that. So we better be ready to play.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck. Noah, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. And you heard Coach Johnson say himself, they have to be ready to play. And getting into it, we're going to be looking at the starters in this matchup between these two teams for the Spartans. Same lineup that they've had all year, just in these two games. Will Jamison, Kyron Kapowicki, Jake Schermerstein, Grant Leeper, and Alex Graber. And then on the other side, Ethan Roy, Sam Campbell, Caleb Lehrman, Cameron Quinlan, and Preston Ross.
And for the Spartans, it is big there to have that consistency. As you mentioned, the same starting lineup they've had throughout the year, and with consistency comes good results.
Yes, 100% with that. They need to establish these teams. And before tip-off, as we just got about 10 seconds left in this one, what are your keys to the game?
First off, for Dwenger, they need to limit second chance points. Homestead has controlled the boards this year, and when you give the Spartans multiple chances to score during an offensive possession, that will get you beat. And then they need to make their shots. This sounds silly, but both Huntington North and Warsaw had many open looks. They just missed them. Can Dwenger shoot a high percentage tonight on those open looks? We'll find out. And then for Homestead, they need to make the extra pass. Coach Johnson has to love the way his team is playing. This year, only Will Jamison has consistently been able to create for himself. Everyone else is making one extra pass to an open shooter. I want to see that team ball continue tonight, and then they need to lock down defensively. This team has given up the fewest points in consecutive games in school history. Are we watching one of the best defenses Homestead has ever had? Only time will tell. But look for that tenacity, talking, and switching on defense showing up big again tonight.
It'll definitely be interesting to see how these two teams match up. And now we're going to be looking at a hype video here for the Spartans.
I'm going to tell you when I'm finished. No.
And with that, we're just seconds away from tip-off for the Spartans. Both games so far for them have been at home. They've completely dominated both them, starting off the season against Huntington North and then another big win against Warsaw.
Yeah, and you know they're going to be wanting to get another big win again here tonight. But how about we just go back to that hype video real quick? If that video doesn't get you pumped up for some SAC conference basketball, I don't know what will.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Our guy, Karan, making that video for us and always producing. And you see players are trying to get hyped up there. Is Tucker Day going with the handshakes right now. He is out, but he's expected to be a key player this year, and he's expected to come back within the next month for the Spartans team.
And you know that'll be big for them when he is able to come back. But for tonight, he's not there, and they're going to have to do what they've been doing all year and find a way to win without him.
Yeah, and Grant Leeper, the big man on this team, was finally able to find his role, getting 12 points in that last game against Warsaw. They were able to find him down low, but he's going to be going up against some twin towers on the other side. Preston Ross at 6'8", and Caleb Lehrman at 6'8".
Yeah, Grant Leeper, you know he's looking to show out tonight, and he will be a big presence for the Spartans in the paint.
Our officials here tonight, Andrew Hoffman, Tom Neward, and Matthew Shaheen. We are now ready for tip-off. It'll be Preston Ross and Grant Leeper. And Grant Leeper wins the tip. Alex Graber controls it, and the Spartans get the first possession of this game. Right away, getting into their offense. A little play there for Kapowicki. He was able to follow up his board. Still not able to get it to go, though. And the Spartans got 3 good looks there, but couldn't convert.
Yeah, and even though they weren't able to get any points there, it is nice to see them being able to get some rebounds early in this game because, as we just mentioned, physicality down low is going to be key in this game.
Will Jamison picking up full court there on Sam Campbell, something to watch for this game. A wide open look now for Quinlan, and he knocks it down. A great way to start this game for the Saints, getting them out to a 3-0 lead.
And a great possession there from the Saints. Great ball movement all around, and a great way to suck the life right out of this arena.
And now Sam Campbell coming in hot. Grant Leeper didn't see him. Quinlan picks it up, and he's taking it to the hoop. He's able to get it in tough traffic with Kyron Kapowicki, but it was really a great play there by Sam Campbell to see that Grant Leeper had his head turned around and was able to get a great steal.
Yeah, a great steal there, and Cameron Quinlan is off to a quick start with 5 points already.
Definitely not the way the Spartans wanted to start. Have 3 shots, turnover, and no points to show. Grant Leeper now trying to establish a post presence, but doing a good job there was Caleb Lehrman denying it. Right now, Spartans in these first 2 possessions, they were able to get a good run play in that first one, but ever since then, haven't been able to get anything. Leeper with a little hook, and it's bouncing around, but it's going to be controlled by Graber. He's had so many offensive rebounds and kicks it out to Jamison. Jamison knocks down one of those jumpers. It feels like every time he's taking a jumper, he's going to make it.
Yeah, Will Jamison, I don't know the official number, but yeah, he shoots from such a high percentage in the mid-range, and he's going to be key for them throughout the year.
He's been a key player, arguably the most important player up to this point, averaging 17.5 points per game, and now doing a good job defensively on Sam Campbell. He's got him locked up, but Campbell gets him to bite. The shot is up and around, and Spartans are able to control it, and now they're going in transition. We know the Spartans do like to get in transition and try to catch the defense off guard.
Yeah, the Spartans are a team that when they're in transition, they're at their best.
Good box out there after quick shot from Jamison, but Saints get the ball back. Right now up 5-2. They started off with 2 good offensive possessions, Quinlan scoring both buckets, but since then, Campbell is not able to get one to go, and Spartans looking better as they settle in defensively. Nice spin move and kick over to Ethan Roy, wide open for 3, but it's no good. Long rebound out to Thermertine, and Spartans will get the ball back now.
And as we mentioned earlier, teams are getting those types of shots against the Spartans so far this year. They just haven't been able to knock them down, and you know Dwenger's going to need to be able to do that tonight.
Tough shot right there by Will Jamison, and that's what we talked about in the pre-game. He had so many tough shots, tough pull-ups like that right over defender, and that's something that you just really can't guard.
Yeah, it's pretty much unstoppable, and that's what makes him such a great player when he has the ball.
Great pass there by Campbell to Ross, but is denied by Leeper, and the Spartans are running in transition. And it's going to be Kapowicki who's fouled by Campbell. He's going to go to the line for 2.
Probably a smart foul there from Campbell. Kyron Kapowicki had a pretty easy drive to the hole, so make him earn him at the line.
Yeah, that's always something that you got to risk or wager depending on what you want to do. You can give up 2 easy points, but it's early on into the game, not even halfway through this first quarter. He's going to pick up his first foul, Campbell is, and Kapowicki's at the line. Makes his first one on the season. He's shooting 75%, 6 of 8. Now Kapowicki for his second one, and he knocks it down. And the Spartans now have their first lead of the game.
And now Dwenger's going to need a look to slow things down a little bit, get inside, or find people open around the arc if they want to get some points.
Spartans right now, after those first 2 possessions, have been more locked down on defense. Kapowicki, second time getting his hand in that passing lane.
Yeah, we saw them struggle a little bit on defense to start the game, but as you just mentioned, they have locked it down since those first couple possessions.
Great take there, but another block there by Grant Leeper. Spartans had numbers in transition, but Kapowicki pulled it back, and now they'll settle into their offense. Graber is almost getting dared to shoot it, but Spartans, there's some calls for a travel there, and wasn't called though. Another jumper falls for the Spartans. Now they've gone on an 8-0 run.
What a step back from Kyron Kalpwiki, able to create some of his own space to get off a good shot.
Been the two leading scorers getting the Spartans involved offensively. Kyron Kapowicki and Will Jamison averaging 16 and 17.5 respectively. As Sam Campbell, who had 6 points in that first game, getting 3 right there. Spartans once again trying to get into their offense. They've been looking a lot down low to Grant Leeper. Haven't been able to get him the ball too much, though. Good job overall by Lehrman to deny his wide open look for Kyron Kapowicki. You don't want to allow that, but Graber, his second offensive rebound of this game. He tries to go right back up, and he's going to be fouled, but Alex Graber is so good on the offensive rebound end, as you see Campbell's made 3.
Yeah, Grant Leeper being a big physical presence, both defensively and offensively so far this game, and now he's able to get himself some shots at the line.
First free throw good there by Graber. On the season, he's only had 2 attempts, but he'd missed both them. Now he knocks down both those, bringing his season total up to 50%.
Yeah, and even though he hasn't had that many points so far in the season, he's been a great presence down low, averaging 5.5 rebounds per game.
Foul's going to be called there on Will Jamison. He's been very active in this one defensively, all over Sam Campbell and picking up full court. Saints looking to run a play here. Quinlan gets open over on the left side, but now it's an entry pass down low and a great look there. Big man to big man, Lehrman to Ross, and Ross is able to capitalize. That time, Grant Leeper wasn't able to get a block.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Preston Ross there, able to go back behind the defense without them noticing and get the pass.
A missed shot there by Jamison. He had a good amount of space. He doesn't need much to pull the trigger, and he missed that one. So Saints tie ball game, gonna have a chance to take the lead once again. Sam Campbell, another fancy pass, but Alex Graber there. Big man Preston Ross handling it. Alex Graber was able to get it. And Spartans now going the other way. Nick Gallagher into the game for the first time, finds Will Jamison, who misses it. And another board by the Saints.
Well, no, I'm going to be honest. I feel like we got a bit of a commentator's jinx up in here. We were talking about how great of a shooter Will Jamison is, and now he's missed a couple in a row. We'll see if he's able to get hot here in the coming minutes.
That one could have been a bad situation there for the Spartans, as Leeper and Jamison were both there going for a steal. The foul's going to go on Leeper, but it could have been Jamison's second. I know, he, like you just said, he hasn't shot it too well this game, but at any point he could heat up. Stellan Rustin has now come into the game for Lehrman, as Preston Ross 6'8" forward with a 16-foot jump shot there and gives the Saints the lead again.
A great job by Preston Ross, once again able to find himself open and make a bucket.
Spartans looking to get back into their offense. The first starter to come out was Jake Shermerstein, is finally able to get down low to Grant Leeper, but he wasn't able to get it, and balls batted around, and eventually Spartans come up with it. Jamison with a great take to the basket. So ferocious when it's hacking the basket, and is able to get the easy layup.
Yeah, he is so great at being able to move around defenders as he's driving to the hole, and he's able to get those points down low.
Got a close one with 30 seconds left in this first quarter. Kind of at the in-between point of whether or not the team is going to hold it for the last shot. And now down to 20. Gallagher brings it across half court with just 10 seconds left in this first quarter. One last shot here for the Spartans. Try to take the lead after a closely contested first quarter. Graber's going to have it with 2 seconds left. He's got to shoot it, but doesn't realize it, and no shot there, even though he made it there. But it's going to be a tie ball game, 12-12 at the end of one.
Touchdown, Homestead! Dribbles it, mid-range jumper up. He got it! Zach Kruger hit the shot.
Welcome back to Homestead High School. It's tied 12-12 right now at the end of one, and we're going to send it down to sideline reporter Anthony Gery.
Thank you, Noah. And this is the most packed that this brand new Spartan Arena has been so far yet this year. The student section's packed, the fans have shown out, and like what was said earlier in the girls' basketball game, it's Spartan Youth Night, as the youth team sitting right to my side right here are here in presence and will be recognized at halftime. It's great to see the future of Homestead being here in attendance for the first SAC doubleheader of the year.
Thanks, Anthony, and the youth there. Future of the Homestead Spartans team likely in the crowd over there, witnessing where they might be playing one day.
Yeah, and it's got to be so cool for these kids, as you just mentioned, Noah, that one day they could be playing on this very court.
We resume second quarter play. It's going to be a kickball here, but Saints get the ball to start this quarter. Saints scored 5 points on their first two possessions. A great pass inside there to Rustin, who's swarmed by a bunch of defenders. Now it's going to be going around. A lot of play there, but Kyron Kapowicki is going to end up taking a charge there. Foul's going to be on Ethan Roy.
What a smart play by Kapowicki there, holding his ground, taking the contact, and drawing the charge.
Putting his body on the line, something that Coach Johnson has to love from one of his captains. Spartans back on the offensive side as Kapowicki gets a wide open look off another screen, and that one he knocks down.
And how about Kapowicki drawing the charge on the defensive end and then coming back up court and hitting a three for the offense.
You see right here, screen set first for Jamison, then for Kapowicki, both by Grant Leaper, but he's able to get the screen assist there. Jamison gets the actual assist, and Kapowicki gets 3 points. It's going to be a three now, taken by the Saints, but no good. John Parent was there, battled around. Now they've got numbers going, then 5-on-4 if they want to take it. John Parent's wide open for three. He's going to take it, no good. It's going to end up going back to the Saints now. So they've really struggled offensively, starting this quarter, but also coming into this quarter.
Yeah, late in that first quarter, the Saints offense really started to slow down a lot, and that's mostly because of the Spartans defense, which has been playing a lot more lockdown.
Speaking of that lockdown defense, another forced turnover. Second turnover by Ethan Roy. Now, he was just running full head of steam, and the Spartans were right in front of him, forced a traveling violation there. I'm going to give the Spartans the ball back with a 3-point lead and a chance to extend it.
Yeah, big chance for the Spartans here, as this game's really been one possession the whole time, so this is their chance to open it up to a 2-possession lead.
Will Jamison knocks down another shot. He's up to 8 points now. Kyron Kapowicki has 7. These two going back and forth between the leading scorer for the Spartans team.
Yeah, and the Saints better watch out, because if both of these players heat up, they're going to be almost unstoppable.
100%. We saw it in the first game. These two the leading scorers for this team. Grant Leeper got involved in the last game. Someone coming into the season you expected to have a bigger role, at least scoring Grant Leeper, but so far he hasn't needed to, as Jamison and Kapowicki have been so good.
Yeah, and when you're averaging 8 rebounds per game, you're helping your team out down low, you don't need to be scoring as many points, especially when you have guys like Will Jamison and Kyron Kapowicki carrying the load.
Find in a great pump fake, and he's going to be fouled there. Parent going to the line. He was fouled by Aslan Nolan. It's going to be his first. Once again, though, a forced turnover leads to transition points for the Spartans, and Spartans going to get rewarded for it here. Parent knocks down the first. It's 1 of 2 coming into this game from the line. Second one is up and good, extending this lead out to 7 now. Spartans scored 7 points in this quarter, Saints 0.
Yeah, and this is a big possession for the Saints, as they really need to try to get some points here to cut this down to a 2-possession lead.
There's going to be a foul called on John Parent now. Once again, Jamison in the area of it, and with how he's starting to heat up and how Kapowicki's been playing, I don't think Coach Johnson's going to want to take either of them out. Jamison hasn't been playing as aggressive after he picked up that first foul.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Johnson, I think you're feeling kind of torn, because you're loving how aggressive your players are being, able to force turnovers. At the same time, they're living on that edge of picking up fouls.
Offensive rebound there for the Saints. A few players come flying in. It was the 6'3" Preston Ross trying to go for a putback, but he's nowhere near the ball, and he's going to get an over-the-back call.
Yeah, and if you're the Saints, those are the type of shots you have got to get to fall if you want to have a chance to stick with the Spartans in this ball game.
We saw Quinlan hit his first 2 shots of this game, but ever since then hasn't been able to get anything to fall. Spartans now had gone with a 4-out zone defense by the Saints. You got to think at some point they're going to try to go to the other side, as they do now. They were all over on the left half of the court, now spreading out a little more. Kapowicki for a deep 3, and he knocks it down. Kyron Kapowicki starting to heat up. He's in to the double digits.
That possession looked like it was starting to stall out a little bit for the Spartans, but they just give the ball to Kyron Kapowicki, and he's able to hit a big 3 from way downtown.
Well, if you pass it enough, you're going to find an open shooter eventually against the zone defense. That's exactly what the Spartans did right there, offensively and defensively, looking really good to start this quarter. Spartans have numbers in transition now as Sam Campbell trails the play. It's going to be a jump shot, little floater there by Kapowicki. Wasn't able to go, but timeout's going to be called by Dwenger as we take a look at this deep 3 once again by Kapowicki.
Yeah, Kapowicki doing a great job of being able to get separation outside. I don't think the defense thought he could hit it from way out there, and he was able to do it anyways and get 3 more points for the Spartans team.
Yeah, he's almost got as many points as the whole Dwenger team up to this point. He's starting to heat up, him and Jamison hitting their shots now. And you mentioned it earlier, that's going to be a problem for the Saints if they can't match those shots.
Especially right now where they're down 10 points. If Homestead's able to pour a few more points on this before the half, the Saints are going to be in a lot of trouble heading into the second.
They're still yet to score through over 4 minutes in this quarter. Spartans have gone on a 10-0 run. After that timeout, just trying to regroup, as offensively they haven't been able to get anything to go up to this point. Try to find something new and settle back into your offense.
Yeah, and still plenty of time left in this game if you're the Saints. You don't need to change things up offensively. You just need to play your game and try to make some of the open shots that you've been getting.
Spartans doing their best job to not let the Saints play their game, as everyone is being guarded heavily, and good help side defense there by Leeper. It's going to lead to another transition opportunity for the Spartans, and Leaper now down low, but going to be a travel called. Try to go up and under, but took one too many steps in doing that.
Yeah, I like the idea there from Grant Leaper. He had the right idea. He went with the right move. Just took one extra step, and that's going to be a traveling violation every time.
Now Ethan Roy is going to be checking back in for Bishop Dwenger, so both teams back out with their starters.
And those starters for the Saints were able to get a lot of points for them earlier in this game. We'll see if they're able to do it here, matching up against the Spartans starters.
A lot of passes outside of the arc right now as Spartans are pressing heavily. A little too much there by Kapowicki. He's going to pick up a foul. Only his first, though.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Johnson, you're okay with that. You're 15 minutes into the game. He's just picked up his first foul, and it's from being aggressive. Wasn't too much of a stupid foul, so you're okay with that if you're Coach Chris Johnson.
Just 3 minutes left in this half. Spartans with a 10-point lead right now. Size advantage there for Lehrman. Couldn't convert, but flying in was Preston Ross, who tips it in using his height advantage.
And the Saints really needed that after not scoring yet up until that point in the second quarter. So they really needed that to get some momentum going. And we'll see if they can close the gap heading into the half.
Yeah, Saints went nearly 5.5 minutes before scoring in this quarter, and now back to that zone defense for them. There's going to be a foul on the floor going against the Saints. That one is going to be on Sam Campbell. That's his second. Now he's going to check out of the game. Doesn't want to risk getting another foul. He's recovering from a football injury right now. Sam Campbell is, but he's still out there. You may see that brace on his leg, but he's going to come out trying not to pick up a third foul. Spartans have no rush right now, no shot clock in Indiana. So just going through their offense. Wide open look for Graber, though, and he knocks it down. They're almost daring him. Sorry about that. We are back now as a big block for the Saints. As it's a 25-14 lead for the Spartans. Less than a minute left in this half. Few players go diving for that. Quinlan, that was Rustin Quinlan for the Saints, and then Jake Shermerstein there for the Spartans.
Yeah, and how about these players? Conference opener. I mean, obviously you want to win every game that you compete in, but especially a conference game and your conference opener where you're looking to get off to a 1-0 start on the season, and they're giving their bodies out on the line diving for that ball.
Really important to start well in your season. And Spartans so far looked to have the advantage in this game as defense. It's going to be inbound, taken on the baseline here for the Saints. That foul went against Alex Graber, his first. And they get the ball in with less than 40 seconds now. Jamison gets the easy steal. He's got Kapowicki in transition, a little behind him though. And going a little too fast and not communicating well as the two guards turned it over there.
And now the Saints will have a decision to make. Do you hold for the final shot, try to cut this lead down to single digits heading into the half, or do you try to push it and try to get another possession out of this half?
Spartans still bringing a press up to this point. It worked right there. Jamison gets the steal, and he's going to take it all the way for an easy two. Spartans with a 13-point lead, 13 seconds left in this half.
Great job by Will Jamison there, being able to get that transition bucket.
5 seconds left. Ross is trying to take it in, but he passes it over to Roy. He's not able to finish on layup. And now one last shot, and Ross gets it to go to end this half. Spartans with 11-point lead, and we're going to send it down to sideline reporter Anthony Gery.
Coach Johnson, slow start in the first half or first quarter, but you came out with it the second quarter, only giving up 4 points. What adjustments do you have to make in the locker room?
Well, I mean, I think our defense is where we need it to be. Offensively, we need to move the ball a little bit better, get some touches for our post players. But, overall, I'm happy with the first half.
Thank you, Coach. Noah, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. And Coach Johnson talking about how good his defense was there in the first half, and that's what has gotten them out to this 11-point lead. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned for the halftime show.
Touchdown, Homestead! Dribbles it, mid-range jumper up. He got it! Zach Kruger hit the shot.
I can't wait to get you home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby. That looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Southwest Allen County Schools is our home. Home to dedicated staff, passionate teachers, and a generous community that values and supports education. We believe our culture of learning embraces change, flexibility, and innovation. We believe our schools serve as the hub of our diverse community. We value hard work, attention to craft, and tenacity. We ask questions, share ideas, and work together to find new ways to do new things, great things, for our students, for our district, and for our community. In partnership with parents, we believe learning encompasses critical thinking, creative thinking, collaboration, communication, citizenship, and resiliency. We take pride in our successes and share in our accomplishments. We are Southwest Allen County Schools, preparing today's learners for tomorrow's opportunities.
This is the OPS
Welcome back
halftime
to
report.
Spartan Arena as the future Spartans are getting honored here right now. And we are going to take a look at those first half stats.
Up next are the Pacers.
Well, looking at the stats, you can see so far the Spartans have been the ones that have been able to make more field goals, shooting 50% from field goal range, and they've also been shooting better from 3 at 50% as well. And then another big difference is free throws. They've been 100% on the night, and then turnovers. The Saints have given up 8 turnovers already, while the Spartans have limited themselves to just 3 turnovers on the night.
Yeah, those are some big differences. Only 2 more made shots by the Spartans, but those free throws got them out to the big lead that they have right now. And then also just being better with controlling overall, just controlling the ball and not giving the ball up when you don't need to. They've done a really good job defensively, and that's been shown between those rebounds and turnovers.
Yeah, defensively, they've been really locked down, especially in that second quarter. And then offensively, they've done a great job of controlling the pace, taking shots when they want to take them, and not being rushed by the Saints defense.
We'll see how those two teams adjust to be better in the second half. But around here, there's some more games going on. We're going to see how those are going right now. So you see Concordia out to a short lead already. Northrop in Lures 2-point game. Southside, Northside rivalry game there. Northside's got the lead. Took care of business on the girls' end. Northrop took care of business on the girls' end. Carroll took care of business on the girls' end. And then Snyder and Wayne in a close one in the boys.
Well, my attention, as you look at the scores right there, has to be the Lures-Northrop game. A really tight game right now. Lures leads 30-28. Maybe a bit of an upset brewing if they can knock off the Northrop Golden Bears.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to see if they could knock off Northrop there. But overall, what you'd expect around here, games going just about what you would think. Concordia now has a 1-point lead in that one. So interesting to see all of the scores around here. And before we head into a break, what are your keys for both these teams for the second half?
Well, I think for the Saints, they've got to make open shots. They're getting open, they're getting shots off, but they're just not getting them to fall. And then for the Spartans, they've got to continue to control the pace. They did a great job of it, especially late in the second quarter. And if they can control the pace in the second half, they're going to run away with this game.
Yeah, that's really where they took control of this game, playing at their own pace, running in transition. And that is going to end it for our halftime show. But stay tuned for the second half of Spartan versus Saints basketball.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marcos specializes in pizza, subs, and more. Order online at marcos.com or by phone at 625-6800. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
You don't plan on getting an injury, so why should you plan ahead to care for one? At Orthostat, you don't have to. Whether you get hurt on the job or on the field, or if you're experiencing sudden, localized pain, we fix the unexpected. Our walk-in clinics provide emergency access to a full range of diagnostic, non-surgical, and surgical treatments. And the best part is, there's never an appointment or referral needed. So you can get in, get out, and get going. Orthostat is recognized by Anthem and other insurance plans as an alternative to the ER.
Rethink your limits.
Touchdown, Homestead! Three dribbles in, mid-range jumper up. He got it! Zach Kruger hit the shot.
Welcome back here to Spartan Arena as we are just about ready for the third quarter. Spartans will get the ball first. There's a tied game going into that second quarter, but the Spartans outscored the Saints 15-4 in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Dwenger is really going to need to flip the game on its lid if they want to have a chance to catch back up to Homestead and take the lead.
We'll see if they're going to be able to, as Tyron Kapowicki, who scored 10 points, along with Will Jamison, also scored 10 points. Those are the two leading scorers of that first half. So it's going to be an early foul. This one's going to go against Caleb Lehrman. It's going to be a second for the Saints.
Big foul there on Caleb Lehrman. You don't want him getting into foul trouble early in the second half. He's a big presence for them, and you know they don't want to lose him.
Open shot here for Kapowicki. Comes up short, definitely altered there by Preston Ross being right in his face. It's a good start, though, defensively for the Saints. Trying to get it down low. Preston Ross, turnaround, nice fadeaway shot there by him. That gets him up to double digits, as well as now he has 10 points, leading scorer for the Saints.
And that was a perfect start to the second half for the Saints. Come out and get a defensive stop and then cut the lead down to single digits on the offensive end.
Just need to take it one possession at a time, and so far they've done well on both ends of the floor. Jamison, another pull-up shot and another bucket for him.
And if you're Dwenger, there's not much you can do there except just completely take Will Jamison out of the game. Right now, he's finding a way to hit almost any shot that he gets a chance to take, and so they're really going to have to try to shut him down.
Could try to maybe hedge the screen there, but Jamison has really good vision as well. He leads the team in assists with 3.5 as an errant pass there. He's going to give the ball back to the Spartans and have a chance to extend their lead. Coach Johnson calling out a play. He's going to start Will Jamison here. Now it's another zone look for Dwenger. Looks like it's going to be a 3-2 zone here. And not sure what was going through Kyron Kapowicki's head right there, but he passed it to absolutely nobody.
And we've seen a lot of zone defense from Dwenger, especially late in the second quarter, now early in the third quarter, and he was able to force Kyron Kapowicki into a mistake there.
Nice spin move by Lehrman, but Grant Leaper's all over that for his third block of the game. He hasn't done much offensively. He's got 0 points up to this point, but defensively, he's been all over the place, getting boards and blocks.
Yeah, he's been a big presence for them down low, and because of that, the Spartans have really been able to limit the Saints' second chance points.
Speaking of Leaper, he just got an offensive rebound, trying to get their own second chance points now, the Spartans are. Will Jamison, another pull-up. This one does not fall, a rare sight to see a pull-up shot miss. It's a chuck down there, and it's going to be fought between Lehrman and Leaper. It's going to end up being a jump ball, and the possession will stay with Dwenger.
And if you're the Saints there, I really don't understand what you're doing, trying to push it up the court. You're down 11. You need to be taking things one possession at a time. You can't get every point back in one possession. So just go for your two. Be calm. Don't throw it down court like that. They got bailed out from the jump ball.
And right after you say that, they turn the ball over once again, not helping themselves out at all. Neither team really found the rhythm yet offensively. This half, another missed three for the Spartans here. Both teams only scored 2 points in the first 3 minutes. But right after that, Sam Campbell knocks down a three. Second three of the game, matching his season high with 6 points right now.
And Sam Campbell, he only has 2 made field goals so far tonight, but he has been big for them, trying to get the offense going, trying to get passes set up, and I think they're really going to try to run the offense through him in the second half.
Well, he had to come out for the last 2 minutes of that first half because he has 2 fouls right now, but he's coming back in now and showing you why he needs to be on the court. One of the 2 returning starters for this team. Zone defense working well right now for the Saints as Spartans just passing it around outside the perimeter. Now they finally break it by going inside to Graber. Swings it over to Kapawiki. He isn't able to get it to fall. Already the third missed three of this half by the Spartans. Trying to go quick, but another block, and that is a late call right there, but it's going to go in the favor of the Saints, and Preston Ross is going to see himself at the line, the leading scorer for the Saints up to this point.
And I think the referee made the right call there, but Grant Leaper, he was furious. That whistle came kind of late, as you mentioned, and he was not happy at all with that call.
Seen Leaper get 3 blocks to end this game. That one is going to be a second foul as Ross hits his first free throw.
This is big here because if they can make this free throw, they will cut the lead down to just 2 possessions.
And he does exactly that. 6-point game is now, it's been a 7-2 difference in the Saints' favor coming into this half, and now they're going to be bringing up that press even higher, just making it a little harder for the Spartans to get it across half court.
I feel like Homestead's deviated from their original game plan a little too much. I know they want to slow the game down, but they're not really trying to attack the hoop at all right now.
Well, it seems like this zone has definitely brought some problems for the Spartans offensively. I mean, with the zone, you're going to get open shots, but they haven't been able to hit those open shots in there. Will Jamison must have heard you because he was able to break the zone and get into the paint there, and he was fouled when he was going up.
I'm starting to think Will Jameson has a direct line to our broadcast. Every time we say one thing, he goes and does the other. And right there, I was able to work as they drew a foul.
Jameson at the line, 100% on the year. Gets that first one to go there.
And he stays 100% on the season, currently shooting 7 of 7 on the year.
It's a little scared to say that first, but, you know, broadcaster jinx doesn't exist, right?
No, not when Will Jameson's at the line.
And he makes the second one, getting his total up to 14, and it is once again a 3-possession game, but right here, this could be big offensive possession for the Saints. If they could get a 3, cut it down to 5 potentially, or even a 2, would get it down to a 2-possession lead, as now John Parent and Nick Gallagher have both come into the game. In the attempt to save that, Grant Leaper stepped out of bounds. That's going to keep the ball here for Dwenger, and they're going to inbound it from their own baseline.
Grant Leeper keeps coming so close to making big plays and just keeps coming up just a little bit short, whether it be close fouls or a play like that where he was just barely out of bounds.
That was a quick three off of a screen, fading away by Campbell, but they get the ball back, and a great pass by him, and Quinlan knocks it down right there, cutting the lead just to 5 points as the Spartans need to find something offensively here.
An absolutely phenomenal pass by Sam Campbell there, able to find the wide open man in Cameron Quinlan, who's able to knock down the three and cut the lead down to 5.
Quinlan has showed that he's shooting 2 of 3 so far in this game as Leeper finally gets his name on the scoreboard, just being patient there down low, letting Preston Ross jump right over him, and then able to finish with a little bit of contact.
You see him laughing a little bit there right after the basket. He knew what he was doing. He let the defenders jump over him. He just kind of sat there, and then when they were in the air, he went and put the ball up.
Loose ball there, but ends up in the hands of Campbell. 2 minutes remain in this third quarter. Saints have definitely dominated this half, and there's another one and one for Preston Ross. The Saints continue to heat up. There's no slowing them down right now.
And now Preston Ross has a huge chance to cut this down to a 4-point game. But how about the job by this young man, able to get to the paint, draw the contact, and make the basket, and now he has a chance at an and one.
It's going to be a third foul now on Grant Leeper, something to wash it out for. He picks up another one. He's probably going to have to come out. Preston Ross knocks down his free throw, gets his total up to 15 points in this game. But Grant Leeper, the next tallest player on this roster, would be Kyron Kapowicki at 6'3". Well, John Parent and Jackson Davis also 6'3", but that would definitely be a big problem going up against the Twin Towers that the Saints have.
Especially with Grant Leeper being the one that's been playing down low so much for the Spartans this game. If they have to sit him, things could get dicey for the Spartans.
And we've seen him block Ross 3 times in this one already, but he's still got 15 points in this game, Ross does. So even with Grant Leeper on him, he's been really effective. That time Ross has the pass, and he finds the open man, gets the 3, and it's going to be another foul on Grant Leeper. That's going to be his 4th now, and that is a huge foul for the Spartans.
Grant Leeper, once again, not very happy with the refs as the Bishop Dwenger Saints student section absolutely erupts there. They know Grant Leeper is just 1 foul away from fouling out of this game.
The three-pointer is good for Dwenger. After the three-pointer was made, foul on Homestead, 22, Grant Leeper.
And because of that, Grant Leeper is now going to come out of the game. Alex Graber checking in for him, and obvious height advantage for the Saints.
And holy cannoli, Noah, this game was just a big Spartans lead a few minutes ago, and now Dwenger, if they get a basket, has cut the lead down to just 1 point.
Just a minute ago, like you said, it felt like it's a double-digit lead there for the Spartans, and after that, that was a 5-point possession there for the Saints as they were able to get a 3 and then a 2. Almost turned it over, but Spartans get it in the end. Still really good defense to start this half. Is an open look and one right back in the face of the Saints. Preston Ross committed the foul right there, but it's going to give a chance to Kyron Kapowicki to convert on a 4-point play.
Yeah, now after we just saw the Dwenger student section erupt on one end, we just witnessed the Spartans student section get to erupt on the other, as you just mentioned, a chance at a 3-point play.
It's only the 2nd foul on Preston Ross in this one. As Kapowicki goes to the line, he misses it short. So it'll stay a 4-point game with less than a minute to go in this third quarter. But coming into this third quarter, the Saints were down 11 points.
Yeah, they've done a great job of getting back into this game. And now with Grant Leeper into foul trouble, anything could happen. Dwenger has a big chance to pull off the upset.
You see them trying to get down to Ross, but right away, Alex Graber had some help from Kyron Kapowicki. If they could get it down to Ross, he could definitely be a facilitator from that point. That's exactly what he does there. An open 3 for Ethan Roy, and he knocks it down. This is a 1-point game with 10 seconds left in this third quarter. Spartans still lead. Obviously going to hold for a last shot here. Will Jamison trying to drive, but there's going to be a foul on the floor instead.
It is getting absolutely electric in this arena right now, Noah. One side of the gym, you've got all the Spartan fans. On the other side of the gym, you have the Dwenger fans. And every possession back-to-back, it's a battle every single time. And right now, it's not who wins the battle. It's going to be who wins the war.
Well said right there, as we've got 4.5 seconds left in this quarter. Expected to go to Kapawiki or Jamison on some play designed for them. Try to get one last shot with your best shooters. Seemed like Kapawiki was fooled from the other student section, counting it off early, but Spartans keep a 1-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Rethink your limits.
Welcome back to Spartan Arena, and we're going to send it down to sideline reporter Anthony Gery.
Noah, and this student section right behind me with 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter was silent, but man, Dwenger had making a comeback. These guys have erupted in this third quarter, and that's been led by a great defensive effort by Bishop Dwenger, switching to his zone defense. Homestead's offense really hasn't had much of an answer. Dwenger, on the other hand, getting Grant Leaper into foul trouble. It is all Saints right now, and these fans, they know it.
Thank you, Anthony. And like you said, that quarter was all Bishop Dwenger. They outscored the Spartans 21-11, and they're able to cut it down to a 1-point deficit.
Yeah, and as Anthony just touched on, we've been lucky enough to do several games throughout the season, and I'll tell you what, these Bishop Dwenger fans have been the most electric fans I have seen all year long.
Without a doubt, a great crowd for an away game, as Spartans back on the offensive side, and they get an open look from Kapawiki. He can't knock it down, but John Parent goes up with the 6'8". Caleb Lehrman, he's able to force a jump ball.
Now Dwenger will get possession of the ball as their fans are currently chanting, "We want Leaper." Bit of a mock there at Homestead's star player who has 4 fouls currently.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Johnson is going to take much advice from Dwenger right now. Great play, though, by John Parent to step over a little, able to get in the way of the passing lane.
And if you're Homestead, you have to be careful not to press too much. The momentum is with Bishop Dwenger, that's for sure. But Homestead still has the lead. They're still in control of this game. They need to slow things down, but don't go away from their game plan too much.
Nice spin move there by John Parent, but he couldn't get it to fall. As 1 minute through this quarter, nobody has scored. Just a big difference from that last quarter where we saw a lot of scoring.
And if you're John Parent, those are the type of shots you have got to hit in a tight game like this. Conference opener, 1-0 record on the line in the conference. You have got to make those shots.
Interesting take there by Sam Campbell, but his teammate Caleb Lehrman is able to be there and follow it up for him. Those are the first 2 points for Caleb Lehrman.
Yeah, a great move by Caleb Lehrman there, able to follow up his teammate. And look at the score, Noah. Bishop Dwenger has taken the lead. They're now in control.
For the first time since the second quarter, they've taken the lead as Will Jamison was fouled in that attempt there. So he's going to go to the line and have a chance to take that lead right back.
We've talked about earlier, Will Jamison is almost automatic from the line. So far, 8 of 8 on the season. We'll see if he can get the Spartans the lead here.
There's the first one, and that ties the ball game up as he's up to 15 points now. And Grant Leaper checks back into the game now.
He is going to have to be super careful. If you're the Spartans, you cannot have him picking up another foul.
Another make there by Jamison. Up to 16, gives the Spartans a 1-point lead, and now they're bringing their own press with Leaper back into the game. But if you're Preston Ross, you have to attack Leaper. Sam Campbell for 3, and he knocks it down, his third 3 of this game. He's only made 3 buckets, but they've all counted for 3, and he's up to 9.
And if you're Coach Johnson here, I think you got to start thinking about calling a timeout. Momentum is on Bishop Dwenger's side. They've got the lead. Your team's playing good, but they haven't gotten shots to fall. They're drawing contact. That's about it, and you have got to get momentum back on your side.
Will Jamison frustrated after that, as you see a great pass there by Preston Ross, who's been the main scorer, but also become a facilitator as he's been picking up more and more Spartans on him with how well he's been able to score. So the first one is good for Jamison. Brings him up to 17 points, the leading scorer in this game.
Well, the thing about Homestead is they rely on 3 main players in Will Jamison, Kyron Kalpawiki, and Grant Leaper. Meanwhile, Dwenger, it's a total team effort. They're able to spread the ball around, and that's why they're winning at this moment.
Yeah, they've almost got 3 players up into the double digits. Sam Campbell has 9. Cameron Quinlan, who we haven't heard much of, but he scores in bunches. He's up to 10, and then Preston Ross, he's up to 15 points, and this one is the other side, like you mentioned, 15 for Kapowicki, 17 for Jamison. Other than that, nobody has more than 5 points for the Spartans.
Yeah, and the Spartans, you're really going to need to try to get more players involved coming down the stretch here, especially as your stars might be starting to get tired, be a little bit fatigued. You haven't played a game in a while, so you're really going to need to try to have other guys mix it in.
Jamison will have a chance to tie it up here at 42. We're just under 6 minutes left in this game. Jamison surprisingly misses a free throw, his first missed free throw of the year.
Noah, we've done it again. The commentator jinx strikes again. But even with that missed free throw, he is still shooting over 90% from the line this year.
Sam Campbell's feeling it from behind the arc. That one's just a heat check. Couldn't get it to go. It's going to end up in the possession of the Spartans. They're down 1. Little over 5:30 left. But in the second half, they've scored 14 points to the 26 points scored by Dwenger. Back on the offensive end, or rather back on the defensive end for the Saints. They're still in their zone right now. Still been working well. I feel like if you're the Spartans, you got to get somebody in the middle there, try to pass it and break the zone that way. Instead, Will Jamison's just going to do it himself. It's already the 4th lead change just in this quarter.
Well, since Grant Leaper came in, we can already see he is playing a lot more conservative right now. Really trying hard not to pick up that 5th foul.
The guy that's not playing conservative, as he's only got 1 foul, is Kyron Kapowicki getting his hand in the passing lane and then drawing a foul on top of that. And with that, he's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1, as that's the 7th team foul for the Saints.
Kyron Kapowicki, he's been big for the Spartans so far tonight with 15 points. Has looked to add 2 more to his total.
Pretty even in the rebound matchup, as you see there. Spartans just have a 1 more rebound than the Saints up to this point. Kapowicki knocks his first one down. Second one is up and good as well. 2 for 2 from the line, and the Spartans get their lead out to 3 points now.
And if you're Dwenger, you need to continue to play your game here. You're down 3, but that's a lot less than what you were down earlier. Don't worry about getting the 3. Just go for the 2. Take the easy points if Homestead gives them to you.
Will Jamison did not agree with that call there, but it's going to stay with the Saints for this possession.
You heard a lot of oohs coming from the crowd there. Not a lot of people agreed with that call, but I know all the Dwenger fans did, and now they have the ball.
And for Dwenger, they've been a little bit slower ever since Grant Leaper's come back in the game. What do you think they have to do to get back to what they were doing offensively in that third quarter?
Well, they need to attack Grant Leaper, take him out of the game, because if he gets that 5th foul, he's done. And even if you don't draw that 5th foul, you're going to make him nervous if you are attacking him, and he's going to be playing a lot more conservative.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Sam Campbell was able to hit another jump shot, but if you can get back to Preston Ross, he's your leading scorer. He's been dominant down low. Like you said, Grant Leaper is going to have to be conservative, so it's going to be much easier for him to score. And if he isn't conservative, you get Grant Leaper out of the game potentially, and we saw how well that worked for the Saints. We're over halfway through this fourth quarter now, and an entry pass down low to Leaper. He's got a nice spin move and almost takes it all the way, but couldn't get it to go. There's going to be a foul called, and he's going to go to the line, the place where he has really struggled these last 2 years.
A great job by Grant Leaper there, not being afraid, driving to the hoop, knowing he could pick up that fifth foul, but not being too conservative, and now he's got himself at the line.
And that's the 4th foul now for Preston Ross. So a little bit of a foul trouble battle down low between 6'8" Preston Ross and 6'7" Grant Leaper, as Grant Leaper misses the front end, but both of these players are going to be a little more conservative. Leaper able to get the second one to fall, and that brings them up to 3 of 9 on the season, shooting 33% from the line. Definitely a place where he needs to improve.
Now just a 2-point lead for the Spartans. Interesting to see how Dwenger attacks here.
Will Jamison going back to some strong defense once again, and a nice shot by Kapowicki to get his hand in the passing lane. We haven't seen much of Ryan Groves, who that pass was intended to, but he did hit a big 3 when the Spartans were kind of on their heels, and it was actually the play where Grant Leaper picked up his 4th foul, and it was a 5-point possession where the Saints scored. But still, overall they've looked a lot better offensively, able to get a jump shot to go last time by Sam Campbell, and he seems like he's feeling it out there right now. That's exactly what you need to do, and that's going to be the 5th foul on Leaper. He's going to be coming out of this one, and it wasn't Preston Ross who drew the foul, as Preston Ross checked out of the game, but it was Caleb Blairman, the other 6'8" starter for the Saints.
Well, that was just a great possession overall from Caleb Blairman. Earlier in the possession, before the ball went out of bounds, we saw him set a great screen up against Will Jamison, and now he's able to get Caleb Leaper to fall out of the game.
So now Lehrman going to be going to the line with a chance to tie it up here. First one is short, so Spartans will retain the lead after this, assuming they box out, but you see a big difference there in 3-pointers. Dwenger shooting over 50%, Spartans shooting 33%. So big improvement in the second half by the Saints, and that's really what has helped them get back in this one.
And now with the Spartans just having a 1-point lead, it's going to be really interesting to see how they attack, especially without Grant Leaper available down low.
Well, they're playing a 5-out now. There's a big space in between this zone, but they seem content with holding the ball right now. Once again, no shot clock in Indiana. The Spartans got a 1-point lead. They're almost daring the Saints to come towards them and start playing man.
Well, we see these big gaps in the zone of Bishop Dwenger, but so far they've been able to beat the Spartan players to those zones and limit their points.
And it does seem like they've gone back to man defense, as Will Jamison was fouled. He's going to be going to the line, as the Spartans are in the bonus right now, exactly who you'd want going to the line.
Only missed 1 free throw this year, and now we'll see if he's able to get 1 or 2 to fall here at the line.
Jamison, the leading scorer in this game. He misses another one, but offensive rebound by Kapowicki. He went down, and they're going to call a travel on him. It looks like he got tripped up. Jamison frustrated with himself for missing another free throw, and the lead remains at just 1.
Yeah, I don't know if Kyron Kapowicki likes that call. I think he feels like there was some contact there. I don't think he believes it should have been a travel, but it is nonetheless, and now it's Dwenger ball.
home run pass there, but it works out well. Sam Campbell's going to get open look from 3, and he buries it. Sam Campbell up to now 14 points in this game, and they take back the lead. 2-point lead now for the Saints.
There's an old saying in football, prevent defense prevents you from winning. Right now, Homestead's been playing prevent offense, and it's preventing them from winning. They have got to attack more aggressively if they want to get back the lead back.
You got to think it's going to be Jamison and Kapowicki as Kapowicki gets a good look. Battled around, and Preston Ross back in the game with his 4 fouls. Gets the board. Under 2 minutes to go now, and a 2-point lead for the Saints. Timeout called by Bishop. Dwenger here. Got a 2-point lead, a minute 49. Braxton, what do you think these two teams need to do with this game coming down to the wire?
Well, if you're Dwenger, you need to do what you've been doing this entire second half. Just slow things down a little bit more. You have the 2-point lead. Continue to find the open shots and don't take shots that Homestead's forcing you into. And then for the Spartans, you have got to be more aggressive. This whole second half, especially late in the third quarter and so far throughout the fourth quarter, they've just been very conservative, and it's not working out for them. In the first half, we saw them being a lot more aggressive, and it led to a little bit more fouls, but they were able to get a lot more points, and they've got to get back to that in these final 2 minutes.
Yeah, and a difference in fouls right now. The Spartans have 4 fouls this half. Dwenger has 9, so another foul is going to end up being the double bonus for Homestead where they shoot to, whereas Spartans are going to need a foul twice. Dwenger's going to go to the line. I don't know if you would necessarily think about purposely fouling, but you never know. Just try to get one of those fouls so you can go to the bonus when you need to.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing that Coach Johnson could do here. A minute 49 left. Obviously plenty of time to get a steal, but yeah, it may not be a bad idea to get a foul now, so they'll just be one away from the bonus.
And it's crunch time in this one. The Spartans come back out, and on the floor for them, Nick Gallagher, Kyron Kapowicki, Alex Graber, Jake Schermerstein, and Will Jamison. 5 guards out there on the floor. Playing really aggressive defense, the Spartans are, and now Quinlan is trapped, and it's going to be batted around. Quinlan's going to come down with it. A timeout is going to be called, though, by the Saints. That was up for grabs, and Quinlan just had enough on it there to call the timeout.
And as we head to a timeout, I would say one interesting fact so far in this game, and a big reason Homestead has given up this lead, is that Will Jamison and Kyron Kapowicki have 36 of Homestead's 46 points.
Yeah, they haven't really gotten much contributions outside of those two, and really outside of the starting lineup at all, as just outside of the starting lineup, less about 7.5 points per game for the Spartans from bench scorers, so not getting much production off of the bench, and like you said, it's mainly been Will Jamison and Kyron Kapowicki all season long, and once again here tonight.
Yeah, and we know those guys can hit big shots if it comes to that. But if you're the Spartans, you do not want it to come to that. You want to have a chance to get a stop on defense here, get the ball, tie this game up, get another turnover, and hopefully score to take the lead.
Right now, Dwenger only has 1 timeout left in this game. That last one was their second to last timeout, as they were kind of forced to call it to keep the ball on their side. But with that, Dwenger, 2-point lead, a minute 38 left, and they've got the ball.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Dwenger has 1 timeout. Homestead has 5. Watch that. That could be important if any loose balls come up.
It's going to be Ethan Roy with it now. Jamison on him. Now they get to Preston Ross, but it's going to be an offensive foul, and that's going to be number 5 on Preston Ross. He is out of this game. And now the second leading scorer for this team is going to be gone.
Preston Ross was having a great game with 15 points, but now just like Grant Leeper for Homestead, he will be leaving the game.
And coming in for him is going to be Caleb Lehrman, replacing the 6'8 with 6'8. That's pretty nice luxury to have, but you assume the Spartans will later down the road when Tucker Day is going to be coming back somewhat soon, and it's showing you today why they need that presence.
Yeah, they really don't have a lot of depth when it comes to height, and that's something, like you mentioned, they will really need when Tucker Day comes back.
Back to that zone defense now for the Saints, and Spartans just passing it around the perimeter, exactly what the Saints want to happen, but now Jamison attacks and he finishes, ties this game up at 48 with a minute to go.
What a move by Will Jamison, putting the team on his back, now up to 21 points on the night as he ties this game up.
And that 21 points is a new career high as the pass is stolen there by Jake Sherman. 45 seconds left. Coach Johnson puts up the one, signaling one shot. They're going to hold the ball for the last 40 seconds here. It's a tie ball game, and you got to think it's going to go to Kyron Kapowicki or Will Jamison.
Yeah, and both those players have been hot, especially in the first half. Still been hot in the second half, just maybe not quite as much. And now with 25 seconds left on the clock, it'll be interesting to see what the Spartans set up here.
Kyron Kapowicki just holding it near midcourt right now. He gets stopped. Oh my, what a call right there. Offensive foul on Kyron Kapowicki. It looks like Sam Campbell sold that one pretty well, but regardless, the refs called it that way, and now Dwenger is going to have a chance for a last shot. 16 seconds left.
There were not a lot of people in this building that agreed with that call. 1,000 Spartans fans got up on their feet, and they were not happy with that at all. And I got to say, that was a tough call against the Spartans.
The one most frustrated with it, as you guys see on your screen, was Coach Johnson. He wanted to have a word with the ref after that. Spartan student section not agreeing with it either. It's 16.1 seconds left. Your leading scorer in this game is not in there anymore, in Preston Ross, but you still got Sam Campbell on your side if you're the Saints.
Yeah, I think you've got to get the ball to Sam Campbell, because if he's not able to put up an open shot, we've seen how great of a passer he is, and he's going to be able to find the open man.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've got a lot of players that can knock down shots on your team. Ethan Roy, he's only had 3 points in this game. He had 13 in their first game. Obviously, Sam Campbell has looked really good as we take another look at the foul called here. A little hard to see right now. Some players are in the way. And there's just that left shoulder by Kapowicki is what drew the foul. Coach Johnson still wanting to have a word with the refs.
Yeah, Kyron Kapowicki, he tried to pull up. He obviously wasn't going at the defender. Defender kind of ran into him. I still think that is a really tough call for the Spartans.
Yeah, especially with the game on the line. Potentially game-changing call right there. That's a tough one, but either way, the Spartans are going to have to overcome it and have a big defensive possession right here. They cannot foul right now. 10 seconds left. And a steal. He's going for it. That's going to be a foul right there on Sam Campbell. What a defensive play by Kyron Kapowicki to get his hand when he was trying to cross back over. And then Sam Campbell had no choice but to trip up Kyron Kapowicki. He's going to send him to the line for 2 shots. You see right here trying to cross back over to his left side. And Kyron Kapowicki gets his hand in there. And there's going to be a foul on Sam Campbell. Spartans got a chance. 7.9 seconds left to get the lead back.
And now with just under 8 seconds left on the clock, Kyron Kapowicki is one of the players you want at the line the most, as he's a chance to put 2 shots into the hoop and give the Spartans the lead.
Huge free throws right here. None bigger in the career of Kyron Kapowicki up to this point. First one is up and good, and the crowd goes crazy after that. Spartans take a 1-point lead. Now for the second free throw, 7.9 seconds left. Kapowicki at the line.
And one thing to keep in mind here, Dwenger does have a timeout to try to set something up.
He knocks it, and Coach Johnson is going to be the one that calls the timeout here, have his defense set up, and you have time if you are Dwenger to try to get the ball across half court, and from there call a timeout so you can set up a play within your own half court.
And now it's going to be really interesting. Do they go for the 3, go for the win at the buzzer, or do they go for the 2 and try to play overtime? You can also try to get up a quick three. If it falls short, you can try to get the board and put up for overtime. But with just 7.9 seconds, you have some time, but you don't have a ton. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
Definitely is. I mean, 7.9 gives you enough time to do whatever you want in this. I mean, you mentioned it, 3-pointer, 2-pointer, can go for whatever. Right now, though, Spartans have five fouls up to this point, and here they could end up causing them to be in the bonus. .9 seconds remain in this one. Spartans up 2. And it's going to be the Saints ball. They've got a lot of shooters out there. Just about everybody on this team can hit it from behind the arc. The only one that you probably don't want taking the shot is Caleb Blairman, who stands at 6'8", but even he is taking a 3 in this one. Set to inbound is Quinlan. He gets it into Campbell. Spartans are all over it. Has nowhere to go. He's forced to throw it off of Kyron Kapowicki, who takes one right in the chest, and it's going to end up being 3.8 seconds left. Ball will stay with Dwenger, but now it's going to be Sam Campbell inbounding, and Spartans are going to call timeout. Kapowicki's still a little bit shaken up after that one.
And now we'll see. Is Dwenger going to try to put the ball in play really quickly, get past half court, burn a timeout? Or are they saying, you know what, we got about 4 seconds left, let's put up this game-winning shot and hope it goes in?
A lot of options. They do still have that one timeout. The Saints do, so if they're really in dire need, they could call it. I mean, Sam Campbell got trapped there. Good job by Kapowicki and Graber to force Campbell over to that sideline, using the sideline as your teammate, and with that, took off 4.1 seconds. And it's going to come down to this right here.
And if you're Dwenger here, you know you want to get the ball to Sam Campbell. He's the one that's been hot for you all night long, to see if he can put up a shot here at the buzzer.
We'll see who's going to inbound it here. As last time they'd set up for Campbell to inbound. This time it's going to be Ryan Groves. As he gets the ball here, a screen set for Campbell, not going to go to him. It's going to be Ethan Roy. He's at the midcourt line. He's got 1 second. He puts it up. Is no good, and the Spartans are going to hang on to win this one. A great defensive possession to end it. Spartans stand tall, get a huge victory to start the season. 50-48 victory.
A great job on D there from the Spartans. Dwenger was able to do exactly what they wanted to, but Homestead was able to hold them.
And that was a great end to this one, as even though they had faced some adversity in the second half, the Spartans able to hold on and get a huge win, starting off the SAC 1-0, and just a great job to battle through. They had an 11-point lead going in to halftime. They were down at one point by 5, and once again they battled back, and now we're going to send it down to Anthony Gery, who is alongside Kyron Kapowicki.
Thank you, Noah. And Kyron, a huge defensive stop for you in the final seconds of the game. What was going through your mind when you made that stop?
You know, I just knew we needed one as a team, get ahead, and I was willing to be that guy to just do it. And I just thought, I'm going to play hard defense on him, not going to let him get past half court.
At the line, shooting 2 huge free throws. Again, what was going through your head with your team on your back, trying to get to 1-0 in the SAC?
Yeah, they were kind of trash talking me on the free throw line, so that gave me a little bit of motivation.
We love to hear that. Now, in the second half, Dwenger switched to his zone defense, which kind of seemed to mess you guys up offensively, but you finally were able to find your groove late in the fourth quarter. What adjustments do you think you need to make going forward?
Yeah, I think we just need to swing the ball faster, more, look to penetrate the zones, but overall just keep moving the ball.
Your big man Grant fouled out with 6 minutes left to play in the game. I know that took a huge hit. Dwenger really had the momentum swinging there. How were you able to grasp momentum back and be able to close out this game?
Just playing hard, that's what we do best as a team. We play hard, getting on the floor, getting second chance balls. So, yeah, just playing hard.
Quick turnaround tomorrow. You have to play New Haven at 7:30 tomorrow night. What preparations do you have in the next 24 hours to get you guys ready to try to make it to 4-0 to start the year?
Yeah, just resting. I mean, watching film, just seeing how they play. We got practice tomorrow morning. We're going to go over some of their stuff tomorrow. But, yeah, just resting, getting ready for tomorrow.
Good job, Kyron. Great game.
Thank you.
Noah, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Kyron. And we're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned for the postgame show.
Touchdown, Homestead! Dribbles in, mid-range jumper up. He got it! Zach Kruger hit the shot.
Welcome back as the Homestead Spartans have just defeated the Bishop Dwenger Saints 50-48, and we're going to take one last look at the stats from this one.
Well, as you see on your screen right there, when we talked to you guys at the half, we went over these stats. Homestead was up on field goal percentage and made field goals, but in the second half, Dwenger was able to close that gap and then actually overtake them and made field goals and field goal percentage. Same thing can be said from beyond the arc, where Dwenger was able to shoot 57%. Homestead did continue to dominate free throws, making 78% of their free throws, going 14 of 18. Rebounds, they were very close to each other. Dwenger had 23, Homestead had 22. And then turnovers, this is really where the difference was made in this game. Dwenger had 15 turnovers compared to Homestead, who just had 6.
Yeah, that was a big difference, and you mentioned it, how Homestead had been leading in the field goal departments, but free throws really made a big difference in this one as well. Scoring 10 more points from the line really helped the Spartans get the victory in this one. We saw Sam Campbell heat up. He had 3 threes in that second half. He was contributing to that 3-point percentage there for Dwenger, and Spartans really slowed down, but they were able to get through adversity. And now we're going to take a look at some of the scores around the area as this one has ended here. There are many games going on in the SAC right now, and not many still going on. A close one between Carroll and Concordia. That's a good one in the fourth quarter. Bishop Luers took care of business against Northrop. Another one in the fourth quarter. Rivalry seems to be over as Northside looks to go 2-0 as they've got a 23-point lead in the fourth quarter. Snyder losing against Wayne right now, also in the fourth. And then Carroll girls, big victory. Northrop girls, big victory. And then Northside girls, big victory.
That Carroll-Concordia boys game, it has been close all night long. Carroll just really hasn't been able to get the lead. They've been within 5 points pretty much throughout the night, but Concordia leads by 4 late in that game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one ends up. Concordia is expected to be one of the top half teams this year. Carroll really struggled a year ago, but expected to do better this year. And before we close out, do you have any final thoughts from this game, Braxton?
Well, I'd say for Dwenger, don't drop your head. It was a good game. You played close and get ready for the next one. And for Homestead, kind of the opposite of Dwenger. You won. It was a good game. You played good, especially in the first half, but you've got to get ready for New Haven tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely need a quick turnaround after that. And with that, we're going to close this one out. On behalf of the entire Homestead Live crew, including producer Trevor Newhouse, switcher Joel McChesney, our camera operators, and color commentator Braxton Hall, I'm Noah Lance saying so long from Spartan Arena. Join us tomorrow on WCYT for the game at 7:30 against New Haven. This has been a presentation of Spartan Basketball on Homestead Live. Have a great weekend.